everybody, Bagels Gaming here. Welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I have a replay for you guys in the Type 5 Heavy. I know it's been a while since I've featured the Type 5 Heavy. The Tier 10 American, sorry, I've been playing too much of my, my T1 Heavy on my alternate account. Yeah. So, the Type 5 Heavy is a Tier 10 Japanese super heavy tank. And right now we are on the, what is this map actually? The Live Oaks map. So I'm going to be going into the city. Normally with my heavy tanks, I actually prefer to go to the south, or with any tank, I like to go to the south because I just feel like it's a stronger position of the map. It puts you right behind the enemy's TDs and all that stuff. But today, since there's artillery, it's a bad chat artillery, I was like, you know what? Let's just go to the city and see what we can do. As you can see, I am loading the gold here with the sort of Hesh-ish ammunition, 192 HE pen. And before we really get into this battle, as we're trundling our way into the city here, I'm going to say I think the Type 5 Heavy needs a rework. Not a buff, I'm not saying buff, I'm not saying nerf. I'm saying the Type 5 Heavy needs a rework. Wargaming needs to take a good, long look at the Type 5 Heavy, look at its statistics, look at how it's played, specifically how it's played, because when you look at the statistics of this match, you might think, oh, all is well and good with the Type 5 Heavy. But look at how it's played. And I think Wargaming needs to address this. They need to fix the Type 5 Heavy so that it's more consistent gameplay. Like, watch this. So, we're going to poke out here. I'm going to aim for the T110E3. I'm not going to get a shot onto him because I don't really want to... I know how inconsistent my ammunition is. Okay, so Mouse pens me with APCR for 536 damage. We're going to shoot him with the biggest caliber gun on a heavy tank in the game, you know, 152.4 millimeters. And if you look, we did about 300 damage. So his smaller caliber gun did less damage than me. I did, okay, let's not talk about that shot. That was a terrible shot. I don't know what I was doing there. But this tier 10 heavy tank is doing less than 400 damage at tier 10. Okay, so let's shoot the Mouse again. We're aiming for the only reasonable place to hit, which is a turret front to splash down on the hull roof. And we roll for 57 damage. Yes, that's what we need for our tier 10 heavy tanks, you know. The tank that players will grind months for. And if a new player chooses this line, yeah, this is what they will have to look for. Firing premium ammunition, and it's only 57 damage. 227 damage, yeah. Now, I can hear people saying, or yelling, or typing on their keyboards, you know. But Bagels, you didn't even have to aim. Sure, I didn't have to aim. But if I was in an Object 140, and I loaded heat, and I was aiming at the cheeks of the Mouse like that, I would have penned it 320. Right, not 200, not 57. I would have penned and did 320 average damage. Or I would have bounced. But, you know, it's heat, so it's a lot more consistent, you know? But HE, no. 57, 200 damage. What? This is a tier 10 heavy tank. And, of course, I'm trying to snipe because, you know, I'm a slow heavy tank. We're moving back to the base, and the enemy team has, you know, pushed through the south, as you would expect, since they were outnumbered there. So I leave the city trying to help people. I thought this IS-4 would push up a little bit more. Unfortunately, he didn't, and I'm just trying to look for a shot. I don't want to keep moving so much, and I'm going to take a few shots here at this EBR, but you're just going to see it doesn't go the way I want. That was poor lead on my end, and Udes is just he's like tunnel vision there a little bit, so he gets slapped in this EBR. Look at this cheeky EBR. He's just riding around, and ironically, the only way I kill him is when he makes a terrible mistake. not that mistake apparently, you know, driving back out for a second time. So he's, and you might be thinking, why aren't you aiming at him? Well, I gotta reload for 16 seconds. Although this is a nice shot. This TVP, I think he forgot I was here. Luckily for me, he's a slower tank, so, you know, we smack him for 983. Yeah, awesome. But I mean, 983, yeah, it's an okay damage roll. I mean, it took me forever to just do that one shot of damage. I'm a tier 10 heavy tank, over 5 minutes into this match, and I have only 1,000 damage. And I fired well over 3 shots, like you would normally get to do 1,200 in like an IS-4, an IS-7. And this is where this guy makes a mistake. He stops to aim, so I blind fire, I kill him. By the way, that's like 800 damage, so take my damage with a pinch of salt. So now I'm going to begin to push back into the city. I'm looking at my map, and I see there's a 430U, a 268, version 4, an UDES. 2 EBRs are coming back. They're about to encircle this Jagdpanzer. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go help this Panzer 7 out. He needs some help. I'm going to go help him out. So we're going back into the city, and, you know, I'm trundling over there. I'm like, Panzer 7, please don't die. Don't die to the IS-7. And they're exchanging a lot of what looks like premium ammunition based off of the sparks and stuff, even though they fire, I think, APCR and not heat. And you can still kind of tell when people are firing APCR and not heat. So we're going to try and come in here and help out the Panzer 7, but unfortunately for the Panzer 7, the Object 268 comes around. I put a shot into him. We actually managed to pen that, which was pretty impressive, but I guess 200 millimeters of pen, yeah, we can go through the side. And so now I'm pushing. What I'm looking here is at the pen indicator. For some reason it says it's green there, and I'm like, you know what, fine, I'll pen that. But look, sure, I'm hitting him for 900, but look, he's hitting me with heat and penning and doing consistent damage. I mean, I penned, and it is consistent damage. But how are you supposed to... You don't pen all the time with HE. And right here, I'm trying to ram the 268, but unfortunately, he reverses faster than me. I shoot, and it doesn't do 200 damage to him. This large, high explosive round doesn't do any damage to him. Also, I'd like to say here, so I bounced the shot here, and so I get lucky, and the IS-7 bounces my track. I finish off the 268, and now I angle myself towards him. I repair my tracks. The EBR is about to go down on my team, and look at this. I find the perfect shots right into his cupola, which I can't pen, by the way. So 300 damage, and I'm just hoping he bounces. He manages to bounce somehow, and we're gonna aim back in. I gotta aim for the other cupola because I want to make sure I do 300 damage and not do 145, because, you know, tier 10 heavy tank, right? 145 damage. That's an awesome idea. And I'd like to point out at this point, I was 1 versus 5, and we are at 4,000 damage plus the 800 blind damage on the EBR. We blocked quite a bit of rounds, but I just feel this tank is so inconsistent, right? And I have to fire premium in order to do this. If I fire standard rounds, I'm only doing 300. I'm never going to penetrate. And so I notice here that the enemy team hasn't capped yet, and they've had plenty of time to cap. So I entrench myself here in this little corner. I try a little bit here to try and turn the Panzer 7's body. I probably could have done this a bit better. I tried to turn his body to protect me, and so that I have a bit more wiggle room. But unfortunately, his body's a bit too close. I didn't do it properly, and as you can see, I'm just unable to get him to turn the way I'd like to block my left side. And before I could really fix it, the Super Conqueror is going to show up, and that's going to cause some issues for me. Right there. Super Conqueror's here. He's got 600 health left. The only way I'll ever pen him is if he shows his side. He shows his side. I get a little bit lucky, and Now I'm here against the Progetto. I just need to reload. He's firing heat, and so even though he bounces the first shot, he pens my cupola, finishing me off, and I don't get to take home this win, even though he was on like what, 30 HP, 36 HP. And I don't know about the Jagdpanzer E100 and the E3. I probably would have died to them later on. But let's get into the post-battle results. And here on the post-battle results, as you can see, we are right here, and we have 5,700 damage, 4 kills. We blocked 2,350. That last 360 alpha shot from the Progetto bounced us over the 2,000, which is nice. And 5,000 damage. We still lost, and I felt like it was kind of cool at the end, getting those 900 damage shots, but it's so inconsistent. It's not. It's not true of every match in the Type 5 Heavy. I don't get those shots, and that's why it sucks. So 5,700 damage. We got top of both teams here. Unfortunately, not a high caliber, because we had a lot of big HP tanks on the enemy team, such as the Jagdpanzer, the Mouse, and the IS-4. So unfortunately, we do not pull a high caliber here due to that. We did get 700 base XP, which is pretty cool, which, it's not that much, which is why we only got a 3rd class. If we won, we probably would have got closer to 1,000 and maybe a 2nd class. So we fired 16 shots. 12 of them hit, and only 5 of them penetrated. Yes, 5 of them penetrated. That's cool and all. But look at how much we have to spend just to be relatively competitive. And even then, there's so many shots like that shot on the Mouse, 57 damage. 57 damage. And that shot on the 268 that did less than 150 damage. That's like Cromwell alpha damage at a tier 10 super heavy. Now, I'm not saying it needs a buff for the HE. I just think they need to completely rework the Type 5 Heavy. Maybe the derp gun is not the best idea. Maybe it should be an 800 or maybe even 900 alpha damage AP round. And the premium round should be a 600 alpha or something heat round. Or maybe don't make it a premium round. Make it a secondary standard round. But it's got like, 270 pen. And the AP has 245 pen or something, something less than the 600 alpha gun, but it still has advantages and disadvantages, but it does 900 on the AP. Make something different, make it different, but not different to where it either negatively impacts the player for playing it punishes the player for playing it, or it punishes people playing against it. Don't do that. And honestly, it's crazy what Wargaming have done to the Type 5 Heavy. They made it overpowered when it was not competitive at all. They made it overpowered, then they just brought it down way past nerf. And honestly, at this point, they just need to rework the Type 5 Heavy. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more content. Check out some of my other videos. I'm going to start featuring Overwatch soon. And, if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and also subscribing. I know I said that before, but please subscribe. I want to get to 500 subscribers. We'll be doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers. So if you subscribe, stick around. We'll get there. I'm here to grind with you guys. We got this. We can grind. We play World of Tanks. We can grind this. Anyways, Bagels Gaming here. Peace out.